Hey there. I'm going to be working on some persuasion slides for when I pitch, because lately I've just been using the physical cards and presenting that way, and I want something easier to see and read so you can really see the components a little clearer, because right now I think it's a little hard to visualize. Anyways, let's get into it. Oh, there's an echo there. I'll fix that next time. Okay. Where was I? Right, this. So, I kind of want... Is there a way to... I've never used Google Slides before, so... the only reason I'm using Google Slides instead of a PDF is because of animations. So, let's see. Is there a way to insert background images? Actually, I feel like... Okay, what's the dimensions of this? Actually, is there a way to... Excuse me. Oh, what's going on with my throat? I haven't even been talking that much today. Maybe that's my problem. Let's see. Is it under themes? Let's just try it. How much does it let me edit this? Does not appear to let me edit it much at all. Okay, so... how should I do this? Oh, I get to set it? What's the default? Or... I guess, Yes, this is me learning this in real time. So, 16 by 9. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. It's just... make a new 16 by 9. What's it? Because this is gonna be like on my monitor, essentially, right? Perhaps this is overkill. Anyway, let's see. Where's that? Oh, here we go. Hello? There we go. Oh wow, look at that. Do I want it like this? I was thinking something sort of like this. Sort of like the cards. But the thing is... then I would have to like do something like this. If I'm going to be losing, what's it called? Fidelity. Let's just... Okay, do I want to have a crease in the middle to kind of give it that leather vibe? Let's see. Yeah, let's do something like this. And then let's blend it just a skoch, or lighten it just a skoch, I should say. That's good. Okay. We need layouts. Oh, whatever. Okay. Let's position this here. Is there a way to center it vertically? Oh, here we go. There we go. Derp. I'm using 3 fonts. I'm pretty sure it's against some cardinal rule. Hey, hey, Bree, how you doing? Am I pronouncing that right? Or is it Bria? Awesome, nice, nice. Sweet. What are you up to? Oh, Glyph? You're testing Glyph, or is this a different game? Oh, your friend's game, okay. Oh, I need to move this chat box up a little higher. There we go, okay. Some balance issues with your friend's game. Yeah, I remember them. What do you think it's missing or needs? Why is this not? Oh. Yeah, why is this not? There we go. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. Whoa. Something's going wrong with my camera. Okay. Alright. Fine. Just a second here. What's going on here? Alright, it's back. Oh, thanks for following me. Yeah, we need to get rid of the transport. There we go. Although maybe I'll have some slight lines in the middle. How do I make it so that it only shows up borders? Here we go. Oh. I always appreciate follows. Even if I don't take my streaming that seriously. Ah, ow, shoot. Poisons. Okay. Come on. Oh yeah. That's why I have the whole voice chat thing set up, so people are free to join me. I have to give people explicit permission, essentially. But yeah, feel free to join in. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Welcome, Bree. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, thank you.
I am trying to make a slide, and I'm not sure what to do exactly with it. I think I need to get some of the stamps on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I love your like forge area, like the R&D, the forge. I love that area in the server, like just like the concept of it. But every time I look at it, it is so overwhelming to be like, I don't know what this game is. I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, no, that I feel that all the time. Honestly, people will share like their designs. I'm like that is I'm having a really hard time following, and I'm gonna wait until there's something solid to present. And I think that's fine. Sometimes that's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's like every single time I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, like everything I'm reading sounds really cool. I bet it sounds even cooler if I understood what it meant.
Yeah, I feel that. So yeah, don't sweat about following my fire hose. Like, the whole original reason I set up the server was just so I could have like a fire hose place to dump thoughts, and other people could chime in if they like, and so I never really had any like expectation that people were going to read all of that.
Really cool though, because like I've loved watching you like post in like opacity and like seeing Shanti, I'm assuming that's how he pronounces the name, is like having him like comment and give feedback and help and do stuff like that, and I'm like, that's super cool, and I wish that I could do that with or could have done that with Glyph a lot more, because unfortunately I just haven't had a lot of people to talk to about the game, and unfortunately I also get super passionate about things like this, so I end up overwhelming the people around me. So
Yeah,
bad.
that's very relatable. I am also often worried about overwhelming people with stuff, so every once in a while somebody will be invested in one of my designs, and I'll be like, oh my god, you're here and you're talking about my thing.
Yeah, exactly, and that's super cool.
Yeah.
And that's actually one thing that I was really excited about when my friend shared his game with me, was because I've been asking for a year and a half to learn about his game. And like, because he's local to me. Like, I live 25 minutes away from him. I've known him for years, but he just never shared. So I just didn't know anything. And now he finally handed it to me, and I'm like, oh, this sounds cool. It has some things that are similar, but like the core principles are extremely different. And I loved that y'all really made me feel a lot more confident in Glyph and just like how different everything was, because it allowed me to take a step back and say, okay, what actually is different? And I ended up realizing the amount of things that are different about the two games is astronomically more than the things that are in common. And I think it was just like that negative bias once I saw like one or two things that were similar, of being like, oh no, they're the same game.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. There's definitely a very visceral like initial reaction of like, this does things just like my game. Is my game gonna have any value now? Like, is the thing I'm working on like still worthwhile? So yeah, like that's totally relatable feeling, and I'm glad you're feeling better about it, because I'm looking forward to seeing your game. It sounds very interesting. I like the I haven't read all the stuff about it, but I love the world building that you've got going on, and I think and I like the kind of thought that you're putting into the like mechanics of it.
Oh, thank you. I actually love the world building aspect. I think that like card games in general, and by that I mean like more trading card game focused games, it I feel like they lack like a role playing feature. Everyone just kind of plays for the sake of playing, right? Like they just pick whatever they want, rather than, or like whatever's like best, rather than being like, no, I'm the best Sejun player in my area. When I walk into a store to go to, you know, Tuesday night Glyph or whatever, I want everyone to know that I'm the best Sejun player here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely like I'm sorry, Sejun being like one of the like sort of factions in your world, right?
Sejun is actually the first green champion. So the way the world building is that each color represents its own realm. And you can think of the realms kind of like Norse mythology and stuff, and how that's depicted, like Midgard and Asgard and all of that. So each realm is a different color, and within those colors are multiple champions that, you know, play certain parts within the storyline.
Okay, so you're kind of giving it that same sort of energy of like I'm like the best like Bowser main, or like or like when people play, they sort of like develop a sort of identity, they sort of bond with like a particular character or element, and you want to make that sort of like thematically and mechanically interwoven into your game. Does that sound right?
Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. Like for instance, so Sejun is actually a werewolf, and she is like, the way that I have the werewolves designed is like very different from like what people normally think of for werewolves. So Sejun is a monk at a monastery on a place called the Crescent Isles, and inside of their monastery, there's actually a giant gate, and that gate is one of the portals between different realms. So their monastery is charged with guarding that gate, so that people can't, you know, traverse between the realms to do bad things. And the special thing about their monastery is, like their sect, is that to become a monk in their sect, like an official monk, they actually have to commune with the full moon to become a werewolf. So it's more of like a religious transformation than it is like viewed as a negative thing. Like if you're a werewolf in their area of the realm, like you are looked at kind of like nobility. Like a knight.
It's like a rite of passage, sort of like you've like transcended enough to like transform and such.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so she's just one of the main like werewolves that guard the Crescent Isle gate. And then correspondingly, this is not the champion in blue for right now, but is one of the next champions that I plan on making, is Lesteel, who is a vampire, and she actually guards the opposite side of that same gate. So that gate from Sejun's monastery goes to the blue realm, and so on one side is the werewolves, and then the vampires in blue actually guard the other side, and those vampires are more noble, not you know, rampant blood-sucking vampire stereotype. So yeah, and they actually have really contrasting play styles too. It was just kind of funny. Lesteel is like a very control-based champion, so slow, methodical, longer game focused, whereas Sejun is a lot more fast-paced, pack-oriented because of wolves and, you know, that kind of stereotype. And so she's a little bit more fast-paced. So I just thought that was like really cool, and I liked making all of these different champions and exploring how they fit into the grand scheme of like the story that I wanted to tell with the game, as well as just generically how they fit into the world and making it feel as organic as possible, but also as relatable for people to want to play as this particular champion.
I think that's awesome. I think it's I don't feel like enough games really take advantage of that, like sort of the sort of personality. Like, I don't know, it's like people seem to think that board games can't have personality or something, or I don't know if maybe people feel that way, but that's the way people treat it. Like, there are very few memorable characters and factions and stuff. I think Root is like the only one that comes to mind as having like identities that people like sort of rally behind. But yeah, like, so I think that's pretty cool and exciting. I hope that I'm looking forward to seeing how it all kind of comes excuse me, how it all comes together.
Yeah. I've actually been sometimes I feel like it's actually more of a curse, but I'm a huge fan of asymmetrical design. So like Pauperties, the first game that I made, is more like a kingdom building game, but it's even asymmetrical. And so like I've been kind of like reading your rule book as I've been talking a little bit for Persuasion, like as it's been up on the screen. But it seems like your game is a lot more symmetrical based, so it's like everyone kind of just starts the game the same playing field, and just who can play the game better and who gets lucky enough kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Persuasion is like it's symmetrical in the same way that, like, have you played Oath? I think about Oath a lot when I like compare things. Yeah, I think it's sort of symmetrical in the same way Oath is symmetrical, in that, like, you have access, like, before you get your cards, all the players pretty much play by the same rules, have the same sort of actions, but the cards that you're dealt with at the very beginning of the game, they're, unless there's like card effects that switch them up, those are going to be mostly your cards for like the rest of the game. And so there's sort of an emergent asynchronicity there, because like one player that has like the card that makes them like loose-lipped might like have more of their cards revealed than other players, and some players might find that they have a better strategy of just like getting other people to get married and going for independence themselves and stuff like that. So
okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing I'm going for with Persuasion.
That seems like it'd be really fun too, like, because you don't have a like everyone, like you said, everyone starts on the same playing field, but even though you start at the same playing field, your starting hand is completely different, which could vastly change your strategy. So even if you won in a particular way, like you were saying, like, oh, I want to be more independent, and that's how I won the last game that I played. Well, my starting hand doesn't support that play style at all this time, so I need to change up my strategy.
Yeah, and your strategy is also going to be, is perhaps even more informed by the cards that other people have, because you're probably not familiar with like this game and how it works yet, right?
No.
So like the card effects that you take aren't cards that from your own hand, they're actually cards that other players have shown you. So the agency in this game is kind of weird, because it's not, there's very little like direct like I'm going to do this thing that will ensure that I start making progress towards this one thing. It's more like I'm hoping that somebody sends me this thing so that I could leverage this trait of theirs that I know, or something like that. There's a very like back and forth sort of like interplay going on there. So you can't really, there's not really a good way to develop like a perfect strategy for this game, because so much of it depends on how other players play around you.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I'm suddenly not happy with how like I'm going to be having lots of card examples on here, and they're not going to contrast well if I have like the same pattern as the background. But I'm wondering what, perhaps I should use like a different
Yeah, it's always hard to figure those things out.
Yeah. I wonder if I should go for like a dark background so that these contrast more, but what sort of... I guess I could use like the book thing. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just do that just to try it, see how that looks. No. I'm gonna worry about that later. I just want to get to some of this stuff down. And I keep treating this like it's a fandy and trying to use hotkeys from the wrong thing. Let's see, how is the best way to convey this? I had that thing earlier. Oh, right here. I think this part probably doesn't need to be so active.
Yeah, it's pretty busy.
Yeah, it's pretty busy. I'm not sure if I... Maybe I should just, let's see. At this part of the pitch, I'm explaining, basically how you win the game. So, perhaps I should just, focus on the diary card. Maybe, I think I'll do this. I'll get rid of these cards because they're not adding anything right now to the explanation.
I've never done any pitches, so I'm not even gonna try and like be like, hey, I think you should do this.
I think due to the structure of the... Oops, what's going on there? What's happening here? I think due to the structure of the presentation format, I think it'd be better to just present things in a very clear, concise way, especially since this isn't players so much as like publishers that are looking at this, so...
Yeah. I mean, so like, as an example, I was thinking you were like, okay, this is the win condition that I am displaying. But do you need to actually display any of the cards? Do you feel like displaying the win condition of anything on, like any particular card right there? Like you have achieve independence or achieve something else? Like, is that relevant for what they need to see on that particular thing? Or are you just using it as like also a cue for what you need to say?
It's a little of both. Because they do serve as like a... Because like, the win condition is based on like the relative like cards in your partner's hand. So I wanted to have some cards to be like... So like in this example, this player would win or something like that.
Okay.
So let's see. What was I doing? Oh, right. So I want to use that to... Gossipy. Yeah, let's use Gossipy. That one. Oh, I need to use the wrong... Oh wait, I think I have like a separate thing of example cards. Been too long, I can't remember where things are. I think I'll put this under... I need to organize my stuff better. Okay, yeah, I have like these example cards that are not great. I thought I did something better. I think that's in the manual. Wait, no, this is the manual. Did I? Oh, I just never changed this example. Okay, so...
That moment when you realize you have way more One Piece statues than you thought you did.
Are you scanning over your room and noticing a disproportionate amount of One Piece?
No, I am I just moved up to an upstairs bedroom in my house, and I realized that I hadn't put up any of my statues really yet. They've just been kind of sitting in a box. So I figured while I'm talking with you, I can pay attention to the screen and kind of look back and, look back at the screen and pay attention to it that way while we're talking, but maybe use this time to actually put some of my stuff up. But I just realized that it's like before I had one set of like the three main brothers in the show. I don't know if you watch it or read it at all.
It's been a while, but I've seen it before.
Okay, so I have a statue that's three together, and it's Luffy, Ace, and Sabo, who they are all like not blood related brothers, but it fits all together as like one nice thing, and that's the only one I had. Now I have Buggy the Clown, two Namis, another Luffy, a Shanks bust, and then a Vivi, who's like from Alabasta arc. She's like the princess of that country. And I was like, oh, when did I get all of these? I don't remember getting all of these.
Oh my god. Yeah, I watched a lot of that anime, but the only character I really remember is I don't remember their name. The trans one. Or the one that had like power over hormones.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even remember her name. Like Ivanka or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Ivanka, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, she hasn't shown up in a hot minute. So...
Alright, I've given up. I'm just going to generate the cards again. This time without bleed.
I mean, it's good for you not to have blood all over your presentation. Typically frowned upon.
Yeah, people are squeamish.
Yeah, how dare they?
It's not including him. Okay.
That's so many. I didn't even realize I had this many statues until I moved up here. Like, oh, this is a lot more than I thought.
They have a way of sneaking up on you.
Yeah, they really do. You're not wrong.
I recently cleaned out my closet, and I was like, I have so many things I don't wear. And I was like, do I want this, or have I just not worn it because it's at the back of my closet? Like,
yeah. For me, that's also really hard because I am more non-binary, and so I go through like phases of like I'm gonna present more androgynously, or I'm gonna present super femininely, and so I end up having to have like two different wardrobes.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could. I don't know how, like, yeah, I can't imagine the struggle. Like, I was dating somebody who was, gender fluid at the time, and, they, like, I was like, so you gotta have, like, a wardrobe for those femme days, and you gotta have a wardrobe for those, like, mass days.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I barely have enough space for my one wardrobe of 100% femme. Okay, this example is going to be some savvy, gossipy, unbridled person. Okay. And just, just to be consistent, let's use the same thing for the giving. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Do I have the diary set separate? I guess I do. That makes sense. I talk to myself a lot. I don't know if you...
Oh, you're okay. You are perfectly okay. Whatever you gotta do to focus, because I know that I'm not really helping.
Yeah, my method of focusing is exactly what we're doing right now, because otherwise I would probably be on Twitter, like, for an hour.
Nice.
Lazy. I'm just going to output the whole lot. Let's see. Wait, what? There we go. Okay.
So which way do you stand? What are you doing? Okay. Trying to get this character to stand up straight is like hell for no reason.
Oh, I know. Like, I have some Sailor Moon figurines, and sometimes I just I give up. I'm just gonna have you leaning against the back or something.
And now I'm like trying to figure out, I'm like somehow missing a base for Bakugo. I'm like, what happened to the base for Bakugo? It's just gone. I'll have to take a picture of like everything once I'm finished setting it up, and I'll post it in the server just so you can kind of see what I was doing.
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna suggest like a pictures channel or something like that, but I didn't know if that's something you had ever like thought of.
The server is so small that I just sort of like everything goes into these 3 places.
That's fair.
And the spammier things and picturesque things go in Expression Zone.
Alright, well, Expression Zone it is. Yeah, my roommate has her own server that she basically made just to like have friends from like all these different servers that she was on all be able to communicate in one place. And she like has everything separated pretty well so that, because there's a lot more people in her server, to be fair, but it's like, you know, just normal chat, like general chat, game chat, then IRL pictures, a meme channel, an art and media channel, music for people who want to share stuff, people who want to talk about fitness can talk about that in the fitness channel so it doesn't like crowd up general chat, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think it's good to have some like organization, especially when you have a lot of people. I think when your server is small though, I feel like I don't know, having to check multiple channels, I feel like it's just a chore. Like, I kind of just want to check one channel and see all the updates.
Yeah, it's like, I'd rather see one channel. Well, I would actually, personally, because I get overwhelmed by a lot of communication, seeing like 5 or 6 channels with 1 or 2 messages is less overwhelming than one channel with like 12, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, 12 isn't that many, so that was a pretty bad example. But if it was like one channel that has like 100+ messages, I'm just like, nope. right click, mark all as read. I'm done.
Yeah, definitely. I've been there. There are some servers I'm in where I'm like, I want to be active in here, but there's like 5 messages and like 20 different channels, and I can't.
Yeah. It's just a lot sometimes. I get it. Alright, so you're in the way. Why you gotta be in the way like this, buddy?
Can I group things? Oh, I can. Okay. Alright, so... how do I give an animation? Here we go. Okay. If I get out of... Oh, okay. Alright.
Heck? Oh, my phone's ringing. I was like, who is calling me?
There we go.
Oh yeah, to answer your question from the chat earlier. The game, because you asked like what was wrong with his game.
Oh, yeah.
I've already found a bunch of like inconsistencies with his rulebook, which I'm not even like a professional at rulebooks, so that was already pretty bad. I personally really suck at rulebooks, but like I read over it and it's like a lot of things that as the designer you may miss. Like as an example, one of his archetypes spawns tokens, but they're just marked as tokens, and not units, like creatures. So all of the effects that say target unit wouldn't affect them because they're not a unit. You know what I mean? And I was like
logical
I was like,
inconsistencies.
yeah, I was like, hey man, did you do this on purpose? He was like, no, those still work. And I was like, yeah, that's not intuitive. You should probably figure that out. So, and like, I printed only red and only blue, and I just played mono red versus mono blue. And blue got demolished 3 games out of 3 games. Like,
Ooh.
absolutely no chance whatsoever. And so I asked, like, hey, is red supposed to completely outclass blue? And he actually did say that red, it's like kind of, apparently he designed the colors like Pokemon style, where like one color basically completely dominates another color.
Okay.
And so you have to like match, like, so I would want to take blue, which does bad against red, and pair it with like Mystics, which is yellow. And because Mystics is favored against red, so to, you know, like shore up my weaknesses. But I don't personally like that design idea because it feels forced. Like, it feels like I, as the player, no longer have the option to play the game the way that I want to play it, because I will just auto lose if I don't build my deck in a specific way.
Yeah, that's a thing that I feel about a lot of like trading card games, is that it feels like there's, I don't know, some games do it well where there's like lots of different like strategies that you could do, but when there's like, when you're kind of like railroaded into a particular strategy, it's no bueno.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so for Glyph, I tried to make it where each color has an identity, like a distinct identity, but at the same time, no one color just gets completely outclassed by another color. And the reason for that is because you're not playing color v color, you're playing champion v champion. You know, so it's like, Laura is an archaeologist, so she's really good at looking through the deck to find the things that she needs. So she can just go through and look at whatever she needs for her particular thing. And Si Jun is all about summoning a lot of wolves and werewolves and using them to different distinct advantages to get out of sticky situations. Hive Mind is an automata that literally integrates other units into like their hive mind to gain benefits of different kinds. Crawl is basically like a blood sorcerer, so he corrupts the minds of his enemies' units and then gains control of them. So it's
the one I find strangely hot, right?
Yes, he's the one you find strangely hot. Yes. But like, so even though they're in different colors and have completely different play styles, those champions have different play styles within that color. So it's not all about color v color. It's like, how do you play your champion?
Yeah, I think that's cool. So they've still got like a distinct sort of personality from like the sort of mechanics available to them, but you're still given like avenues to outplay other strategies. There's no like, I mean, I imagine there's probably some scenarios where like this sort of champion's style is like slightly advantageous against this other one, but you're not gonna have a situation where you're forced to play a specific way to deal with that. Is that right?
Exactly. Or... Yeah, that's right. So so basically the idea is that a champion may have a somewhat bad matchup against another champion, but that's life, right? Like, there's always going to be someone that for some reason you just don't get along with. You clash. And so, but that doesn't have anything to do with the color. And I tried to emphasize the fact that every champion that you play should feel like you are playing that character. So you have access to, you know, what makes that realm unique, like the different realm features. But then your champion may have features to them that no one else in the realm has. For instance, there is a dryad that I want to make for green that is going to be all about like healing. But only that character's like champion restricted cards will have those effects. So no one can really just take those effects and play it in any deck. They're locked to that specific character.
Okay.
And that way, you know, you start to feel like, okay, that is why this particular character is unique.
Because this is the sort of strategy that's like made available to them by the cards tied to their particular character. There's no like so like how is there like any deck building in this, sort of like in other like card games, or is or sort of like how there's like cards that could be put into any deck or something like that, and then there's like the cards that are unique to a particular hero? Is that the kind of...
Yes. So it so in normal like trading card game style stuff, you have what was I gonna say? So you have cards that are restricted, and then cards that are like, I guess we'll just say non-restricted is what you're saying. You're like hinting at. So every color right now, the champion has their champion cards, their one character specific or your champion specific equipment card, and then 7 cards that only they can use. And then there's another 12 cards that are unrestricted.
Okay,
and that's how each color is organized. And it has, so right now the core set of the game has 115 cards.
Oh, that's a lot of cards.
Yeah. But I don't know. I really loved the way that design philosophy has worked so far, because it really made me feel like I could play Sylvia, who's an elf champion in orange, and I could play Sylvia and you could play Sylvia, but we could play Sylvia completely differently. You know what I mean? So yeah. I could play, let's say, orange-blue, and I want to play a more aggressive strategy. And then you could play orange-purple, and purple, generally speaking, the generic cards are a lot more slow and control-based. So you could play orange-purple and play a lot more slow and control, and try to win just by leveling your champion up, whereas I'm like trying to kill you. You know, so we totally different strategies, even though we're playing the same champion and utilizing the same unique features that only that champion has.
Cool. Yeah, that seems like a fun way to do it. Gives like players a chance to sort of like express how they would like perform each champion.
Yeah, because like again, like some people are just a lot more aggressive in card games, so they could just literally say, I want to play this champion super aggressive, or I want to play an aggressive strategy and I really love the lore of this particular character. How can I make this particular character more aggressive?
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool.
I actually seriously can't wait to be able to like get the game in more people's hands. I would have already taken the game to a Break My Game local event, but I have a lot of placeholder art that I just like found online because I wasn't planning on ever like making money off of it or anything like that. But unfortunately for me, playtesting, I do a lot better with being able to visualize the artwork with the card, not just like the name and a blank space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, there's like this excuse me, there's this like thing where they say it's like the most important thing is getting it to playtest, right? So like that means like even if it means you have to use like clip art or stick figures or whatnot, and like I get that, but yeah, at the same time I have a lot of trouble being like yeah, there's a blank space here, just ignore that and pay attention to mechanics.
Yeah. Just look at the name and what the card does, and it should be intrinsically okay. And it's like, no, it's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I think also like another part of it is that like graphic design is also like a very important like part of this thing. So like, so yeah, like to me, like, part of the graphic design is like all the aesthetics of the cards. Like, I could like have like a some text boxes here to show this card, for example, but like how people approach the game is going to be different if like this is highlighted red or whatever. Like, the game started making a lot more sense when I started making little touches like that. So
Yeah.
it feels critical to me.
No, I 100% agree. I wish it was easy for me to like just share cards so you could see them, but I have some card artwork, and then but not like a lot, but then I do have every single card has a piece of artwork to it. I guess let me say that. So every single card has a piece of artwork, but I only have like 20 to 25 legit, like this is the official artwork kind of things. And so it's kind of, it just makes me feel weird. Like I don't want to go to the event and then have a bunch of people get upset with me because I, was using like placeholder artwork or whatever.
Oh, in terms of like people being upset, like you don't have to worry about that. People are like way cool about like the kind of artwork that you bring. Sometimes people will be weird if you bring like licensed stuff. Like sometimes they'll be like so like, well, like the feedback will be sort of like what's the word I'm thinking of? Like drawn on that. Like so like you're using oh my god, my brain is just not working. See, this is why I'm so much more eloquent in chat. That one show with the guy from the Marvel movies, the Chaos guy, the god
Doctor
of...
Strange?
No, Loki. There's
Loki.
Like,
okay.
There's like that Loki TV series, and somebody made a game and was like using artwork from that, and then like a bunch of the feedback becomes sort of like so like this feels very Loki or something like that, but it's like I'm not necessarily going to use that theme. That's just like a placeholder for right now. And so
yeah, which you think they would know, but...
yeah, but I mean, like sometimes you don't know. Like somebody had brought like a Splatoon theme thing to a playtest, and it was so mechanically like resonant with the game that I was like asking like, is this intentional? Because like because like that's going to inform the rest of my feedback.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. Yeah, I basically just like pulled cards from like Google. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna look up, for example, well, I have the folder for Siege open. So I was pulling up wolves and werewolves. So what I did is I'm gonna just PM you this, so this way you can see what I mean. But like, all I did was look up wolves and just like, I think artwork or something. And so I came up with these 4 pictures, and it seemed to kind of work for what I wanted to do with the name of the card. And so I just grabbed them. And I was like, I'm not selling this card, or I'm not selling this artwork. I'm not making any money. I just need something to as a placeholder that kind of makes sense with my brain.
This is baller. Is it alright if I show it on the stream?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, like this is really cool. Is the I may have missed it, but like, are the borders and stuff, like, is that like did you make like the card borders and stuff?
So I have an artist friend that is in Brazil who
nice.
did the artwork for the card borders. She is amazing, especially for her age, like, because she's only 20.
Wow.
But like, she is so good. Just to kind of show you, or even just for green, she actually did. So she's drawn all of the artwork so far. So I absolutely love this particular interaction. And you can show these, and actually it'd be kind of cool if you showed both of them like back to back or side by side. So something that's super cool about this particular set of cards is actually that they're the same scene, but just the camera rotated.
Let me see this.
I was gonna say, could have just opened it in like just view picture or whatever.
This is what came to mind when I thought, like, how am I gonna show this on screen?
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so this is literally the same scene, just with the camera rotated. So what she is doing, so that is Sejun. The one on the right is the level 3 of her champion. So one of the main objective in the game is actually to advance your champion through their levels 1, 2, and then 3. And then at the very bottom of the Sejun champion card, you see advance in square brackets. Mm-hmm. That's going to be like an actual like rectangle icon that says advance at some point. I just need to get around to doing it. But once you activate the advance ability on the level 3, that is the win condition. And every champion has a unique way that they progress through their own levels. Okay. And so she is currently channeling the power of the full moon into those wolves that are fighting in the background of the left card. So you can kind of see, like, behind the text box, there is a wolf on the right side at the bottom, like under the text box. Mm-hmm. And it's like a white wolf, and it has like that flow of energy going to it, and it's huge because that is a werewolf that's fighting this human that's part of like this opposing army. And so there's other wolves in the background that it's kind of hard to see because of the text box, but yeah, they're all there like fighting this war, and she's channeling additional power to like her forces basically.
Awesome.
So I thought that was super, super cool, like how she did that, because I didn't even say anything. I was like, I don't know what to do for full moon. This is like the idea that I had for the champion, but I don't know what to do for the full moon card. And she was like, well, what does it do? And so I showed her what the card did. And then she was like, okay, I have an idea. And she just rotated the camera and did that. And I was like, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. She's 20. Like,
yeah.
Geez. I'm like over here making stick figures and stuff, and
right though, like
I know.
You're doing more than me still. Like, I mean, I used to be able to draw, but I stopped drawing so long ago. I don't even trust myself to try again. But yeah,
I was like putting off like practicing drawing for the longest time, but I'm actually really glad I did this like 100-day exercise, because I'm starting to have more confidence, even though I'm not improving beyond stick figure level quality. I'm still happy that I'm developing muscles.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you'll start to like, you're doing what you need to do basically. Like, mm-hmm. I feel like you've probably expanded what your knowledge is just based on your needs, and as soon as you need something that's outside of that, you'll practice to try to get that, because that's typically how people do. I mean, honestly, I think that my current problem as a designer is that I am too focused on that asymmetrical design philosophy, because I just love it. Like, as a player, I love asymmetrical design. Mm-hmm. And so it's just one of those things that's like, when I'm building games, I tend to focus a little bit more on the asymmetry, and whether it necessarily makes sense or not, I just go, we're gonna make it make sense, and then just go with it.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, because like, there's already lots of people making games that they love, so you gotta make what resonates with you. And asynchronous games are really hard to make, but like, somebody's gotta make them.
Yeah, and I seriously just love that style of game. and that's why literally Pauperties and Glyph are both asymmetrical style games. And even the deck builder that I'm messing with for Glyph is also asymmetrical. So it's just like, all of it's asymmetry. I love it. Let's keep doing it.
I have the Unravel the game that I work on is a strictly asymmetric game, and I have struggled with that one for so long.
Aw.
Yeah, that game has really been through the ringer. I've been working on that game like just a little bit, like a few months less than this game, but like that game still needs so much work.
Aw.
But it's cool.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Yes.
How are you doing, Wasim?
Are we here to make... I'm alive. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm just streaming myself working on some persuasion slides for when I start speed pitching this. And I think I may be done with 2 of maybe 6 slides. Excuse me.
To be fair, I've been pretty distracting.
Isn't that our job?
Yeah. If I didn't want distractions, I would not be streaming. So distractions are welcome.
Excellent.
I thought you were trying to avoid distractions.
Don't
Don't
call me out. Don't call me out. Well, what's funny is that like I'm actually still more efficient this way than if I work by myself, because if I work by myself, I'm just sort of like, this is hard. I'm gonna check Facebook, like that kind of energy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Brains.
Mm-hmm.
No one likes brains. They're overrated.
Yeah, they are. Should have been in bed like half an hour ago, but I'm sleepy.
Yeah,
You're not
That makes
sleepy?
sense.
You
No,
should be in bed,
I'm
but
too
you're
tired.
sleepy.
I'm too tired to go to bed.
Yeah, that is actually very relatable.
That was me last night when I was hanging out with you, remember?
That's true, yeah. None of us make sense.
Who wants to make sense nowadays?
It's true.
Yeah, sense is way overrated.
Nah, we make Benjamins around here. Sorry, that was a really corny dad joke.
I get it. It took me a minute, but I got it.
Yes. Gosh darn it. That's one more day of work, and then I have Easter. Ugh.
One more day. One more day.
Yep.
You got this. I believe in you.
You could do it.
Probably. What time is it? Oh, it's almost midnight. Wow.
Oh wow, almost midnight. It's like I went to bed at 5:30 last morning.
Yeah, when you have children, you don't have the luxury of of not having a schedule, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's where you're wrong. The whole thing is that you're just supposed to decide how responsible you want to be. And this is always a conscious decision that you are able to make as an adult. Do I want to be responsible? Yeah, probably. Okay, sorry. You don't have another option.
Yeah, like, I want to make sure that my kid has a good future and stuff. So, so as much as I would like to go party and leave her with an iPad, I dedicate a lot of time to her. What's going on with this?
Yeah. Fortunately and unfortunately for me, I guess, in certain ways, I do not have any children, but I also do not want any children. So some people are like, no, that's bad. You should want kids and blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, other people should try stop having opinions about things that aren't their problem.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is very true.
Yeah, though I am quite worried that my daughter's probably going to be growing up in a world where a lot of conservatives are having a lot more kids than the lefties, I guess. But we'll see. Oh, shit, I shouldn't. That's
Yeah, we're gonna have to take that day by day. We'll just have to hope that there's more compassionate people in the world than otherwise.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's probably not the case, which is super frustrating, but you know.
Yeah.
I have hope. This might be naive, but I have hope that we're seeing like a surge of compassion as like it's starting to become more like acceptable to have like a queer identity, and we're starting to even just have the language to like talk about like some of these different identities. So I have hope it's in the right direction. Sure, there's a lot of really terrible legislation going on right now, but
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, I'm right there with you though. I've been able to have a lot more positive and like constructive communication with non-LGBT people. So like as of late, so that's always really nice.
Yep. Yeah, I had a very annoying experience when I went to the polyamory meetup thing workshop on Monday. Because there were, I mean, obviously they're trying to be inclusive, but three other people. It was my first time, and there was 3 other people that were there for the first time as well. And there was one person who was constantly misgendering people and then making a meal out of it.
Jeez.
And we were just like, listen, just don't make a big deal out of it. If you misgender someone, just correct yourself and move on. And then she just did not take that lesson to heart at all. It was really awkward.
Oh, I bet.
That is frustrating.
Yeah.
I will be right back.
I believe you. But I am trying to train my daughter to be leader of the free world, but we'll see how that works out. She probably doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to put that responsibility on my kid. I'm just going to just try to like flood her with acceptance and diversity, so she won't be so surprised when she meets people that are different from her. that will be my measure of success. If I could just accomplish that, I'll felt content.
That's fair. No, I like that. I mean, my daughter is half Pakistani, so I do hope that she does have some problems with herself because everyone else in her class is white, and she's starting to notice now. She's 5, which is very frustrating to watch unfold.
Yeah, that is frustrating, and it's like the media is not exactly helping, like with on that front. So yeah, I totally understand that frustration.
Yeah, we had a really rough period last year where she didn't want to play with me because I was the wrong color.
Oh my god, that's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, and then we had to go to the daycare and just be like, listen, she's been saying all this stuff. can you keep an eye on it? But like, clearly she's picking it up from somewhere.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, but she seems to have got out of that a little bit. Like, she's not... Like, I'm no longer second best because I'm brown. I'm second best because I'm a boy, which is slightly better.
Which is also not true, right? Like...
No. But she's having a hard time understanding that. I've had a talk with her twice now. And she's not able to get her head around it. But that's also another problem at the daycare, because they've been teaching about, very specifically, the nuclear family.
Yeah. Yep. I've been really feeling that lately.
Oh, does your kid get that indication as well?
No, just when I realized I was like Arrow last week, I was like, oh, I could see this sort of nuclear family like standard everywhere, and it's pervasive and like ever present.
It really is.
So yeah, it's a struggle for sure.
Yeah, I met some very interesting families at the poly workshop, which was nice. Like, people that had partners and lovers for all sorts of different needs and wants. And they were also happy, which was nice.
Nice. Yeah, we're getting there. It'll just take a while.
Yeah, it's free. Like, there's so many things to worry about outside of, social things. Like, World War III might happen, and then,
Yeah. The whole climate apocalypse is something that is constantly on the mind. It's true.
Yeah, it's very annoying. It's just like another level of anxiety of like, this is going to happen, and there's literally so little I can do about it, and it's very frustrating. It's like, I'm recycling, I argue with people on the internet, sometimes I'll go out and hold a sign up, but like, at the end of the day, like, if nothing changes, it just feels so worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do hate the oil industry so much right now.
Yeah, right? It's like, come on, like, we could try, but, like, we can't, like, these corporations are, like, the leading source of pollution, so there's only so much we could do. It's definitely frustrating.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, well, hopefully I'll be able to skip the climate apocalypse by living up north, where it'll just become tropical, I guess. Yeah, I feel like the biggest hit countries are going to be like mid-Europe, USA, sort of like the where there's normal temperatures now will probably end up becoming deserts, and then I guess a lot of people will run out of food. But yeah, I mean the biggest sufferers, I guess a lot of the animals are already extinct, which sucks. But one of my anthropomorphologist friends was telling me that more species have died in the past 20 years than in any other period of Earth.
Oh wow, I
Yeah.
am unaware of I'm unaware of the statistics of how devastating things are.
Yeah, but it's like we've built cities and towns and roads over so many ecosystems that it's just completely unbalanced. A lot of structures, food webs and things. So it's been pretty rough the past 50, 60 years when we've just been kind of expanding like mad. And still going strong.
Yep.
I just walked in here and started talking about depressing things.
I mean, it's hard not to think about them when they're everywhere and impacting
Yeah.
our near future and well, I mean present.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, it's
frustrating.
kind of hard to ignore. Unfortunately, we could do our best to truck through life, but it's not always easy to just stop thinking about the terrible stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hope that my daughter will have a decent life, I guess.
Yeah.
We're all...
Yeah, that's the hope. That my kid will get enough mileage out of life before the impending climate doom.
Yeah. Or myself, but... It'll be interesting to see how things go. Have you done anything fun today, or just work?
This is my fun thing. This is what I'm doing.
This is your fun. Yeah, you're designing a lot of things on the go.
Yeah. It would help me a lot if I could complete something so I could stop working on it.
Yeah, I don't think that's easy.
Yeah, this is entirely true. You can't really, like, projects are rarely ever done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen a couple of your videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think I have to look at...
This one right here is the one that's closest to being done. Or it's done enough that I've stopped, like, working on it vigorously, and now it's just like all the little aesthetic things and trying to get ready for publishers, like what I'm doing right now. Like,
I do like your style, the aesthetic of the slides as well. It's quite interesting.
thank you. I need to change this background to something that contrasts better with the cards, but yeah, I feel like I'm finding my style.
Your grammar is excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah. I try not to judge too much. I used to work writing legal terms and conditions and documentation, manuals for software systems. So I've taken a lot of courses in... I learned more English out of England than I did in England, which I always find hilarious. But, for a long time, I was like a real pain in the arse for pointing out things that didn't really matter. Though I try not to do that anymore because I've realized that it's like very colonialist. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I watched a video about this recently, about how like there's this perception of intelligence when like it's articulated with a particular like quality of grammar or even just accent, and yeah, I didn't even like think about it until like I watched like that video and I was like, oh my god, this is inside of me too.
Yeah, I think I've seen something similar, but yeah, that's it's very weird how that's entered our minds as well, considering how awful English is as a language to learn as a second language.
Oh yeah, English is like pretty bad.
It's probably the worst language to judge anyone on.
Yeah, English is my primary and unfortunately only language, so I better be decent.
Yeah. Well, it's easier said than done. A lot of native English speakers don't really learn a lot of nuance in English either, which isn't really a problem until you have to actually do something legal, and then it becomes a huge problem. But I don't think a lot of people see the inside of a courtroom, so it's not really a big deal at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know, I worked for Telenor, which are probably, I don't know, they're in the top 50 biggest companies in the world. So like every word was scrutinized a lot because had to make sure we couldn't be sued.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah, when it comes to legal stuff, it's languages. The preciseness of language is pretty critical.
It is, and also very exploitative.
Mhm. Absolutely, yes.
Mhm. So I was going to ask you a question about your presentation, but my mind just popped and I forgot everything.
Well, if it comes to you later, feel free to ask.
Yeah, but this is for the publishers, right?
Yes, this is for our publishers.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it is. I realized I've only really pitched this to like maybe 2 or 3 publishers. So this is going to increase the number of publishers that have seen it by like 400% or something. I just like percentages with small numbers. It makes everything sound so much more grandiose.
I do that. I like it. Very stylish. Now, I used to watch a lot of college humor videos, and there's one video where one of the people, they're all kind of like showing off how much of something they have, and one of the people is just like, I have way more than one. And I've been using that line forever. Whenever somebody asks about things. It's just like, more than one, way more than one.
Yeah, I remember telling Jamie about how like the number of people who subscribe to my mailing list increased by like 600%, but like 600% from like 1 or 2 is actually quite a lot. It's not that much.
Amazing. I love it.
I mean, that's still a pretty good amount, right? Like 600% from 1? Wouldn't that be 6 now?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big accomplishment. We're so poisoned by the sense of scale of the internet that we never sit down to think of like, there are like 2 people watching my stream right now. That's like a small gathering to me. Like I have 2 people come over and we have a grand old time. Like,
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, when I was I used to play a text-based MMO, a mod, I guess, and like I think the game about 600, 700 active players, and we had quite a lot of factions. I was the leader of the City of Evil, which was great fun, except I wasn't really that evil and everyone hated me for it.
hated you for not being evil enough.
Yeah,
Chaotic good.
Yeah, I was like, it had a very complicated combat system in the game, and I'm a programmer, so I figured out to automate it all. So I was really good at killing people, and that's pretty much how I got my way to the top. which seems fair enough in the City of Evil because everything's about being the strongest individual, you know, and it's kind of geared a bit like Star Wars, I guess, the Sith. But I also had a artifact, like a magical flower pot, which grew different types of flowers all the time, and I would just like litter them everywhere. It's like flowers for everyone. That was my thing.
More
and
villains
people got
that spread
really
flowers.
the Lord of my title was Dreadlord. It's just like the Dreadlord is coming and he's dropping flowers again. God damn it. But I mean, the point of the story was that in the evil, like, because we were bad guys, we didn't really get a lot of player retention because people didn't really stomach doing evil things to other players. Even though it was kind of like in a role-playing way, people were still kind of grossed out by it a lot. So we had a bit of imbalance, but it was like we got caught in this loop of like people not wanting to do things because not a lot of people were there to do things. But then because there was nothing to do, no one would do anything. No one would do anything. So I kind of drilled it into people, and I even made like it into our kind of laws. Like if you do something for one person, it's the same as doing it for everyone, because just because it's a small crowd doesn't mean that no one's having fun.
Yeah.
Like quantifying people's feelings is kind of a negative spiral into not doing anything at all.
Yeah, it's that perfectionism and making sure you do everything just right to make sure everybody, like, trying to please too many people, essentially, right? Like, but like with a small group, so like, but I feel like this is like a table TTRPG, right?
Yeah.
Usually, I feel like you usually want a smaller group, although I guess there's like a sweet spot with those, right? Like,
yeah, like one or two. It gets a bit one-dimensional because you don't get a lot of perspective.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And when you have 6 people, it gets chaotic, very chaotic, and you end up with people not being able to take part.
That's a shame.
But the people who do get to take part will still enjoy it as long as you're enthusiastic about it, I guess. You shouldn't try to please the world.
Yeah, these things are, I feel like with most social things, it's all about the vibes, right? Like, you could have, like, the ideal group makeup and such, but if, like, people just don't vibe for whatever reason, it could just not really fly.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I couldn't help but really want to be like, gotta please them all. Prostitute.
I love it.
I want to set that as the background. I have to go to, don't know if I like this. I am mumbling to myself again.
That's fine. I'm also a mumbler.
I'm thinking about changing this background. Wait, how did I get this in the first place?
Do you talk to yourself a lot in person?
I find I talk to myself the most when I'm streaming, but I do this regardless of if people are there or not, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good quality when you're streaming, because then if people are watching, they're not just watching you in silence.
Yeah. Alright,
Yeah.
I think I hate this. I think I preferred it better when it was the paper, even if it's like paper on paper. Maybe I could just make this paper darker or something, I'm not sure. Or lighter,
Maybe.
or different color maybe? Not sure.
I mean, if you're using black text, then lighter is probably smarter.
Yeah.
Nope. White on white. It's the only way to do it.
I love it. The amount of posters I see, you know, this is probably not specific to Pride, but I've seen a lot of Pride posters where they've tried to use like rainbow colors in the text, and then all the yellow words or letters are just impossible to read.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see stuff like that, and I'm like, a neurotypical person made this.
It's not even that. It's just like for the amount of like artists in the LGBT community, you think that one of them would have caught that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Like, come on, y'all. Neurotypical or not.
Yeah, it's true.
It's pretty hilarious. So I'm gonna try and get involved with that this year, hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm a bit terrified because in England, being brown was not great, even in those circles. But Norway has quite a big immigrant population, so I'm hoping it's a bit more accepting. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Here's what I know about Norway. Everyone does outdoor activities.
They do. It's weird. People ski in the summer with like roller skis with wheels on them,
That's not
because they're so
What?
obsessed with skiing.
What?
Yep. You'll see someone skiing uphill in the summer with roller skis and like 2 sticks to try and push themselves upwards, and it's just like, what is happening here? I mean, I am a sporty person, so I can't complain too much, but people here are ridiculously healthy for the whole part, but we don't have as many kind of takeout stuff. A lot of people have to make their own food. So people just end up being healthier, I guess, because, well, food is expensive, for one.
Aw.
Yeah. It's such a, like, moving from here to England was such a shock. From England, sorry. Because in England, I could go very far on, like, I don't know, the equivalent of $10. Could probably feed me for a week. But in Norway, that's like a meal.
Oh my god.
Wait, are you serious?
A meal?
Oh, yeah. So, like, I mean, I guess the cheapest thing on a McDonald's menu here is about, I want to say $3. I'm just trying to do the math in my head. The stuff I usually buy would end up being, like, if I wanted to buy I don't know if you guys eat at McDonald's, so I don't know if the context is correct, but if I wanted to get a chicken burger, it would cost me about 140 kroner, which is about $15.
Nope.
Whoa!
I guess I'm just gonna starve in Norway. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, the personal economies will definitely be better. Like, I mean, I can't really say what the benefits are like, because it took me a long time to qualify for them, because there is this kind of limbo you get stuck in when the first few years when you immigrate over here, before you can get into the system. But once you're in, like, the economy is quite nice.
I've only ever lived in my, like, super privileged bubble.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've lived in a bunch of places, like, on the East Coast, and I've traveled, to Western Europe when I was younger. Like I've been to Scotland, Amsterdam, Germany, France, Great Britain. I think that's it.
It's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, I was 9 at the time. And we were following the Frankfurt Galaxy football team, like the American football team. And
that's interesting.
Yeah, and it was really nice. And my mom is a German citizen. Her entire family lives in Germany still, so I've been there quite a few times to like visit family and stuff like that, but not in a long time. And I wish I could go back at some point to see them.
Yeah, it's tough when you reach adulthood and you kind of have to do things yourself. I mean, I hate it, and I'm well off, and I still hate it. Ugh. I say that I've been in debt for the past 4 years because I cannot stop buying games, which is really annoying.
That's how I feel with the 3 games I just backed. I was like, oh, maybe I should not back any more games for a little while.
It's hard. You just want to, like... It's hard because you also want to support the designers and, like...
Yeah. But it's very easy to make some mistake. Like, I backed Etherfields a year and a half ago. And I got I mean, like, Awakened Realms have made some good games, so it was kind of like a bit of a no-brainer, and I was like, sure, why not? But when it arrived, it's literally just sat in a corner for the past 7 months and just gathered dust. And just...
Oh, wow.
And I think it was like $250 or something.
Ooh.
Which is frustrating. But I don't play board games. I do have other friends I play board games with, but I haven't had board games at my house for years.
Yeah, after I split up with my ex-wife, we kind of, like, she kind of kept all of the board games. So I have copies of Properties, since, you know, that's the one that I made. And then I have, like, Quelf, the super old game. And then... Oh my god, Minecraft is getting so loud.
Are you playing Minecraft right now?
I just turned it on. One of the servers I'm in like has a custom mod pack, and I was like logging into it for the first time just to mess around with it, and I didn't realize they had races. So I was like scrolling through the races to like figure out which one I want. Like there is human, avian, arachnid, elytrian, a shulk, feline, enderin, merling, blazeborn, phantom. And I was like, oh wow. Yeah, it is. And they all have like different features and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. Let me pay attention to how I'm reading this. But anyway, now I forget what I was saying.
Ooh, you have a lot of fun so far.
ADHD struggle.
Yeah, that's not even all of my pop figures. I actually have, like, above my computer, like on this wall, I actually have like a whole wall of Dragon Ball pop figures. Let me see if I can like get a picture of all of them.
I used to be quite a hoarder, like I'd just get things to keep, but I've kind of beat myself out of it because, again, money issues.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we were talking about. Board games.
Yeah.
I hate how that happens.
Brains are weird.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah, I have Quelf and then like Catan and I think like one other game I'm not even remembering the name of. That's just sitting downstairs. And wanted to like rebuild, so I wanted to like rebuy all of the games from Unstable Games because I had them before and now I don't, and I freaking loved them, and I want to buy like Ascension because I really like deck building games, so I want to get that, and I wanted to get Wingspan because I've heard nothing but good things about Wingspan, so I'm like, I want to get it.
So many of these, like, I have so much issues with, because I have all of those games, except Ascension. I haven't played that. But I have so many other deck building games, I never felt like I needed another one.
Yeah, which is totally fair. I mean, I'm a huge trading card game kind of person, so like I just love that that style of game. So when I decided I wanted to make a card game like that, and I started making Glyph, and then I started second guessing myself about like, can I even build this game and like afford to do it on the timeline that I would need to? Then I was like, oh, well, how about I just try making a deck builder? So then I made a Glyph-based deck builder, and now I love both of those designs, and I'm like, I mean, I guess both of them can exist. We'll just figure out which one I'm going to make first, and then go with that.
I mean, that sounds really fun. And now it makes me want to try Glyph even more. But, like, I mean, my first it's not like my first living card game was Netrunner, Android Netrunner.
Oh yeah.
And I'm so sad it's dead. I haven't really caught up with the fan expansions lately, but I remember really enjoying the whole kind of building decks up and the asymmetricalness of it all.
Yeah.
But when, like, I'm very specific about the card games I do enjoy. I tried Magic and I love it, but I only play it on the app where I can get things for free, because it's such a huge rabbit hole if you start buying it into it.
That's fair. I used to play. I've played like almost every card game under the sun. I went to the 2018 National Championships for Dragon Ball. I used to play regional championships for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Score Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, the Panini Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Magic. I used to play Legend of the Five Rings, like the original, not the remake.
Okay, yeah.
Like I played Chrono Clash, Naruto. Like I've played so many games, even like Inuyasha and Harry Potter. I even had the Harry Potter card game like when I was a kid. And it's like, I just love the asymmetry of card games in general. And a lot of people are always like, oh, well, Bree, you love like mental battles kind of things, right? Like, because that's what a lot of these things is, just like mental strategy battles against your opponent. So it's like, oh, you like that style of interaction with people. Why don't you play chess? Like, how come you don't play chess? And I was like, well, because chess is great, but chess has like a finite amount of moves. There is no such thing as a chess game with an infinite number of move possibilities. So it's not. It's like once you solve the puzzle, you've solved the puzzle. Now it doesn't make you a grandmaster, but you know all the moves. It'll never change. But in card games, there could be 100,000 moves, and then they introduce one card, and now there's 50,000 moves. And I'm like, I love this. I love the like ever-changing dynamic of like how that works.
Yeah. It is kind of fun. Though it does get really hard to keep up with once the game gets bloated enough. But
yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, that's actually the reason I quit Magic so long ago.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the story to me last time we were in a call.
Yeah.
It's Like there's like so much innovation you can do before it just gets so complicated that I don't know, it just feels weird to balance. And I've seen games try to do things like, I think Netrunner had it where you could only use the last 3 cycles of expansions.
Yeah.
And so every time they released a new expansion, they'd just wipe out one expansion that had already been released, so that you couldn't use those in competitive play anymore. But that still felt kind of cheap as well. Like, it forces you to keep buying more cards whilst having an ever-growing collection of cards that aren't used in competitive play, if that's what you're into.
Yeah. Which I am. I'm very much into competitive play, so yeah, having a rotation, especially a one that's so strict like that, is hard.
Yeah.
I know that for Kaijudo, the way that they did theirs was a block rotation. So they had one block would consist of like 4 sets, and they would only have 2 blocks active at a time. So you would get like, and then like once the first set of the third block would come out, the first block would get wiped out. So you would lose 3 or 4 sets all at once, but you had 8 sets to choose from at the end of the second block. You know what I mean? So like you always had a pretty large card pool to choose from, and it's not like you didn't have a little bit of time to plan. With like Netrunner, you know, they would come out with a new set every like 3 or 4 months or whatever. So you would have that set or you'd have that block in its 3 set form for 4 months, and then it would rotate, and then you'd have something totally different. Whereas like Kaijudo was like basically yearly. One block would just get phased out, and then you're like, okay, cool, which is a lot longer to kind of get value out of your cards, which I kind of like. Same thing with Pokemon. Pokemon does a yearly rotation.
Yeah. That's fair. I really wouldn't mind playing Pokemon actually, but I don't. Again, trading card game, expensive.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, although I do enjoy playing the Marvel collectible card game. But my deck from like the original box is still fine, and it's a cooperative game, so it's not a big deal if I'm not optimized.
Oh, are you talking about the what's that game called? The Marvel Champions?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that game's pretty fun, and I like that they use like the comic book characters.
Yes, it's really good.
You know what's really funny is that when I first started designing Glyph, Marvel Champions was like the thing that I was trying to compete against. Marvel Champions and like EDH Magic, like Commander.
Okay.
That's like literally what the inspiration was to make it, because Glyph is technically worded and designed in such a way that you can play up to 4 players at once, and you can play like free for all, like 4-player free for all, or 2v2, or whatever. So, because all of the effects are like choose a unit, so you can choose your own or your opponent's, or unless it like specifically specifies choose one that you control or one your opponent controls. So I tried to phrase it like as not like so like if it's a card that says one that your opponent controls, it would be phrased as choose a unit and opponent controls. So that way it's applicable for if there's only one opponent or if there's 3 opponents.
Yeah, making sure you sort of future-proof yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I think in general it's good to have that sort of structure to your games, to have it where like there's like it opens up the door for more emergent sort of interactions or changes later.
Yeah. Which I was trying to make sure that I was cognizant of that decision.
I spend
fair.
so much time over millimeters. I don't know what it is.
You never know. So I guess I've lost the channel. I should probably go to bed though. I have to be up for 6 hours.
Yeah, go to sleep.
I hate sleeping so much. But I also hate waking up. Like, I hate the transitions between the waking and the sleeping.
Yes, I feel that very much.
Yeah, it was nice chatting with you both. I'll hopefully talk to you another time.
Yeah, I'll catch you
Yeah.
later. You make sure you get some
Good night.
rest, okay?
Sleep
I'll
well.
try. Yeah, I'll talk to you in the morning. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I have no idea what race I want to be.
Oh, in Minecraft? What kind? Is it like elves and dwarves and stuff?
No, so it's like, okay, so I can be a regular human, which is just, it literally says, a regular human, your ordinary Minecraft experience awaits. But that seems boring. Then you have the avian race has lost their ability to fly a long time ago. Now these peaceful creatures can be seen gliding from one place to another. They have featherweight, as you fall as gently to the ground as a feather would unless you sneak. Fresh air, when sleeping, your bed needs to be at an altitude of at least 86 blocks so you can breathe fresh air. Tailwind, you are a little bit quicker on your, like when running than others. Oviparous? Porous? Whenever you wake up in the morning, you will lay an egg. And then, and vegetarian. You cannot digest any meat. But then you have like arachnid, which can climb up any wall, not just ladders.
Hold on. Let me make this easy for you. Pick arachnid.
Yeah, so that's honestly the one I was kind of thinking about. But they have fragile, which is 3 less hearts than humans, so you have a less health pool. But then like there's also Blazeborn, which is super freaking cool. Late descendants of the Blazeborn are naturally immune to the perils of the Nether, so you are immune to all types of fire damage. You spawn in the Nether. When on fire, you deal additional damage with your attacks. Due to your hot body, venoms burn up, making you immune to poison and hunger status effects. However, you receive damage over time when you're in contact with water.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so there's like a bunch of really cool races.
So, that's interesting. So they sort of like treat the water like lava.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's interesting. So then it means that the I forget what the not nether world is called, or the main world or whatever, it becomes a lot more hazardous then. Interesting. But it still seems like a pretty big advantage because like the nether like world is where like all the really powerful monsters are, so if you don't have to worry about lava. Wait, are you immune to lava or are you still?
No, you take no damage from fire, like, at all. So, like,
yeah,
just how, like, if you had took, like, a fire potion and you wouldn't take damage from lava, then it's the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
So, like, that sounds like that sounds like an advantage overall, because, like, then you just have to worry about water in, like, the standard world, and, like, the monsters there are, like, way less, like, intense than the ones in the nether realm.
That's true.
Okay.
I will say the like really cool feature of the arachnid though is Master of Webs. You can navigate cobwebs perfectly, and are unable Oh my god, I suck at reading. You navigate cobwebs perfectly and are able to climb in them. When you hit an enemy in melee, they get stuck in cobwebs for a while. Arthropods? I think it's supposed to be anthropods. Anyway, non-spiders stuck in cobwebs will be sensed by you, and you are able to craft cobwebs from string. So every single time you hit someone, they just kind of get stuck in a cobweb for a couple seconds, and it's just like, oh, that's kind of really strong if you were to fight someone.
Yeah, that sounds strong. Do you have... I never really played a lot of Minecraft, but is there PvP in it?
I mean, technically you can, like, hurt friendlies if, like, your friends and stuff, if you have the PvP on the server, which I don't know if they do or not for this, but I'm just gonna do the Blazeborn.
Is this like a friend server?
Yeah, it's a server that I'm in, like another Discord server.
Cool.
Okay, so... Oh, but I just look like a human. That's annoying.
What, the spider
I was
people?
hoping... No, I did the Blazeborn, but I was hoping that I would get like a... You know, like a default different skin or something like that, you know?
Yeah. You would think that you would get like... Yeah, you would think you would get different skin or something, like I don't know, something.
Yes,
like
something,
red or something, since you're like immune to fire and stuff.
Yeah, apparently not. What? That is so cool, though. Okay, so I broke the, like a part of the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
The tree fell over, like realistically just fell over, like I had chopped it down in real life.
Oh. That's
and it just
cool.
gave me all of the items all at once.
Oh, I didn't know Minecraft had gone next level.
Oh no, I think that's the mod pack.
Oh.
I think it's the mods that they're using, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, that is honestly super cool. Makes things way easier.
What did they do?
Oh, I was just saying that makes things way easier. The fact that I can just, like, chop the bottom of the tree, like the very bottom block, and then the whole thing falls and just gives me the whole thing all at once.
Yeah, so you don't have to, like, chop, like, each individual chunk of the tree.
Yeah. That is so much better. And is also really funny because, like, now I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I spawned in the nether, which means I have immediate access to a lot of, like, nether stuff. but I don't have any access to like all of the overworld stuff,
Yeah, that's
which is kind of
interesting.
funny.
Yeah, like, yeah, so like, can you even make like a gate to go to the overworld? Oh, well, there's obsidian there, I think, or I never really spent
No.
enough time in the netherworld.
There's not.
Oh, weird.
And you can't even use water because water can't exist in the nether. So I can't
Right.
even make obsidian.
So
Which
you'd
means
be
that there has
entirely-
to be a natural gate. There has to be a natural gate here.
Or you have to be dependent on other players pre-existing that server creating a gate
Yeah.
for you, right?
Yeah. At least there's wood in the nether now. So... like, at least I could get wood to make a pickaxe and axe and stuff like that.
Yeah, otherwise you'd be really, like, up the creek without, like, well, I guess without a, pickaxe.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is good. I'm too self-conscious to practice my pitch on stream, but I think this captures. Well, let me just go through the motion, see. Sure.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I want anything out here. Do I want slide transitions? I feel like slide transitions are unnecessary, but maybe. No, that I don't like that. Bad. Fade. Oh, what a flip. Ooh. Kinda like flip. Okay. Okay, let's do flip. And...
Man, there's so much of this, like, green block all over the place, but I have no idea what it really is, so I'm gonna have to, like, figure out if I can make a furnace and, like, actually, cook stuff. Because there's no stone.
Yeah, I know. I'm really blanking on what you could do just in the nether realm. Guess you could, like, punch the baddies, maybe? If you're really... if you're really slick.
I mean, yeah, I have to be real slick for that. What? Wait, what? Ooh. Where did my... Nani? Where did... Oh, there it is. I was like, where did my crafting table go? Yeah. Alright, so interesting. So I found iron ore, but I need a stone pickaxe to be able to get it, and I don't have stone. So that's weird. I did find gold, which I can get, so I can see if I can maybe make a gold pickaxe. That should be hard enough, I think. Oh, I hate you, game.
So what is it making you resort to?
Oh, wait! There's stone right here! Ah! Apparently they added a, they added a ore block in here called soul stone. But it was underneath a bunch of dirt, so I couldn't see it, so I had no idea that it even existed.
So if you had like just been digging through the dirt for no reason, then you might have stumbled upon it.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell is this? Ah!
I feel like I should change the stream to show whatever you're doing.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
cool. I
died.
think it's really funny.
Ah! Retrieve my body.
You know, for the longest, like, when I played Minecraft, I didn't look up that much stuff. Like, I looked up, like, little bits of things as I needed to do things. So I looked up how to get, what to do with obsidian, and I found out about the netherworld, but I didn't read that much about it. And so I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to make a little house here, I'm going to set up a bed, and I'm going to spawn here.
Yeah.
And then I found out you explode when you sleep, but I didn't realize that the first time I exploded. I thought one of those disembodied head things blew me up, like coincidentally right when I slept. Yeah, I thought gas blew me up right when I went to sleep, so I was like, okay, let's try this again. I think it was like the third time that I was like, methinks something else is going on here.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, so I got attacked by a mosquito. Like just a giant crimson mosquito. Which is like an added mob from the mod packs. And caught me extremely off guard. Because I wasn't expecting that. Because I was like, why am I taking damage? I'm just sitting in a crafting table. And then next thing you know, it was like, oh yeah, by the way, you're getting your face like stabbed by a mosquito. And I was like, ah, why? This is happening. Go away. Okay, so what's the point of soulstone cobble if you can't make a furnace out of it and you can't make a pickaxe out of it?
This is like turning into a case against like, what's the word? Minecraft modding. You're losing the common experience and shared, like, the common shared experience of previous, like, playthroughs.
Yeah, for real though, because I'm just like, what's up? What am I doing?
And I feel like that's a huge part of the game, because, like, there's not a lot of, like, guides or hand-holding or stuff to, like, tell you what's up. So if, like, the rules have been changed on you, that's going to have, like, a somewhat significant impact on you.
Yeah, though I will say I enjoy, like, having that kind of change. Because I've played a lot of Minecraft, so, like, being able to, like, have some change up and have things occur that I'm not expecting is actually kind of a somewhat welcomed change.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's like a very community-driven sort of thing. Like if the community is like, we're going to implement these mods, I think there's something very fun about that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like I can't get out. It's just like finding the answer. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
So like it
mhm.
seems like the answer for me is to be able to just get gold, and then I can use gold, which is actually kind of funny because gold is supposed to be like, you know, quote unquote harder to get, but in normal Minecraft. But in actuality, for this playthrough, it's easier and required to get iron. So that's just kind of like a funny change.
Wonder how much that impacted the game.
I'm
It's
not
been so
sure.
long since I've played Minecraft that I'm not quite grasping the ramifications.
I mean, gold is relatively an unused resource. I mean, you use it for certain things, but generally speaking, who the fudge are you? Oh, go away. Go away, my dude. I don't like you. You're on fire. I'm not supposed to. Oh, I'm not taking damage from you. Okay. What is your problem? Who are you? Look, if you're not going to trade with me, then... Oh, okay, there you go. I punched him a couple times, and he was like, all right, I'll stop, my bad.
I see the things that Wasim was earlier making comments on grammar, and I think it was their very polite way of being like, you've got some terrible grammar mistakes in your summary.
Wait, who said that?
Wasim was talking about like I think you had stepped away for a moment, but Wasim and I were talking about like the colonialist nature of how we treat language as like a very important signifier of intelligence and stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's a funny thing to bring up right now, and like I'm just now noticing like some serious grammatical mistakes in my like presentation. I'm like, oh, so that's what they were talking about.
Like, oh man.
I can appreciate that you're so nice, but I'm showing this to publishers. Please tell me.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Can I make my gold pickaxe now? Yes, I can. Awesome. Now, does that mean I can turn around and get this iron I wanted? No. Ah!
Oh shoot, okay. I gotta go in like 25 minutes, 23 minutes. I'm actually almost done though. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff done. I'm sure I'm going to tweak it some more as I start practicing it, but not bad.
I mean, yeah, you gotta have somewhere to start though.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. There's a script editor. Oh, this kind of script. Okay.
What the hell is this?
Alright, I'm content with this. Alright, Bree. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to just relax a bit before I go to my thing, and thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for letting me hang out.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked hearing about Glyph and all the artistic directions you've taken with it.
Yeah, I'll have to like hop into one of the chats sometime and just have like my webcam on and like show stuff, since I don't really have it in any digital medium currently besides TTS. I haven't figured out how to use anything else, so I'm just like, I'll do a physical world for a while then. I like more physical card games anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I could... Yeah, I definitely see that. Alright, well...
But yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much for joining me. You have a good one.
You too. Bye.